People and call to order at 4:31 p.m.
Would you like a roll call?
Yes, roll call up next.
Okay. Mr. Tillo? Mr. Vibbert?
Here.
Here,
Mr. Franco?
Can't hear you.
I can't hear.
you're very, very soft in the voice, Karen.
Louder? Is that better?
Not much.
All right, Karen, let me take over on here. Let me start again. Mr. Totillo,
Here,
Mr. Vibbert,
Here.
Ms. Franco,
Here.
Mr. Polish,
Here.
Ms. Nido, not here. Mr. Torello, not here. Ms. Wilson.
Here.
Also on this call is the recording secretary for the commission, Karen Gill. Also on the call or the meeting is the assistant town manager extraordinaire, Arnett Talbot. And also with me is short timer extraordinaire, Catherine Donegan. Okay. Thank you.
Hi, Catherine.
Hi, hello. Hi.
I've determined we have a quorum. I'm seating everybody. So seating the alternates, I've determined the quorum. And now, Jerry, we need your special flag so we can start the Pledge of Allegiance.
All right, I have a
All
flag here.
right.
All right.
Well done.
So if you want to stand, and I'll hold the flag.
Dan?
Yeah, we all stand.
I pledge
I
allegiance.
pledge allegiance
to the flag
to the flag of the United States of
United
America
States of America,
To the
and to the
republic
republic for which it
one
stands,
nation,
one nation,
under God,
under God,
individual,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
for all.
Thank you. Heaven forbid we had to
Hi,
sing it.
Jerry. We're good. Let's see. Oh, basically, now on the section 6. Okay. This is basically public hearing COA December 7th, 2020. There's one application continuance of public hearing from November the 16th, 2020. This application concerns certificate of appropriateness number 2020-008 for property owned by Min Zhen Zhang, applicant Mr. Benny Huang, 25
Yes.
Church Drive, Cheshire, Connecticut, 06410, for the following. Roofing system includes new roof, gutter, chimney repair, and flashing. Exterior painting, new ocular window, backyard fencing, driveway / parking lot, front porch restoration, back porch restoration, and basement repairs. Mr. Jerry, are there any written communications regarding this application?
Yes, and I just wanted for the record, Mr. Benny Huang, the applicant is on the meeting, is on the call too. Just for the record too, the continuation of the public hearing was posted, was in the Cheshire Herald, and it ran on December 7th, 2020, just a notice of the continuation of the public hearing. We do have a couple of written communications, so I'll read them and I'll try to be quick about it. This one came from Marshall Robinson, 937 Prospect Road. There exists remnants of a fence that separates the property at 25 Church Drive from that of the Historical Society. While it might not sound like much, it is blight on a very historic part of our town. Since the property is on the agenda this evening, I'd ask that you require the current owner do something about it. It might be removal, replacement within the guidelines of the Historic District Commission. Since I mentioned the Historic District Commission, may I say the replacement of the window in front of the house is a disgrace. It's certainly not in compliance with any regulations that are in place by the Historic District Commission. Marshall Robinson. I received another communication from Ron Bergamo, no address. Hi, Cheshire is a town with much heritage and has grown. We have watched the historical portion of our town dwindle in name of progress. However, we have designated a historic district that is set up to preserve what history is left and monitor the buildings within the district to ensure proper compliance to the standards our communities wishes to uphold. I'm just going to let Mr. Veloper in the meeting if you don't mind.
We also have Gail has joined us.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm here.
Hi, Gail.
Hi.
Okay. Yeah, he's in. In this case, I'm confused how they have gotten a building permit without the historic district sign to sign off on the work. And maybe they did not get a permit, which is another problem. As someone on the board of the property looking to be restored, our hurdles with respect to zoning, historical compliance, fire, wetlands, and EPA have been great, but we continue to willingly follow the rules and make progress. I see no reason for this property to be allowed to flaunt those rules. I hope that you will make sure they adhere to the standards for building codes, fire codes, historic preservation. Our town has endorsed and successfully enforced with others over the years. Regards, Ron Bergamo. And then I did receive a rather lengthy email, but a good email nevertheless, from Diane Colabro, president of Cheshire Historical Society. The Historical Society neighbor to this property and house at 1785, built by Rufus Hitchcock, has watched the decline of 25 Church Drive for the past decade. We have seen the deferred maintenance and overall neglect, and had hoped that someone would purchase this building and restore it to the architectural gem it once was. We want to share the feasibility of restoring such a property, the relationship of this property to ours, some of the history of this property, in our opinion, that this property needs to be refurbished and maintained within the guidelines of the historic district regulations. It is interesting to note that in the 1935 Cheshire Tercentennial celebration book, that likely 43 Church Drive, the current home of the Historical Society, was in the same state of disrepair that the new owner has found 25 Church Drive. In this anniversary book, 25 Church Drive was listed only as a house on the green with no owner of record. The preceding 3 decades reflected an aging owner who died in 1903, a quit claim in 1907, then the use of our building as a rooming house. Does this sound familiar, what has occurred at 25 Church Drive? I think it has. In the 1930s, Cheshire Academy purchased our building and converted it off to site dormitory rooms for a school. During the same time, the Academy leased 25 Church Drive for the same use. In 1972, the town bought our building, it leased it to the Historical Society. The society spent most of the early 70s refurbishing 43 Church Drive into a house museum you see today. This was done with tremendous volunteer effort, primarily from Dr. Robert Cray, local dentist and founder of Cheshire Historical Society, and from Warren Van Almkirk. We have photographs that show the poor state of the building when the society took this on, but from this on, with all the volunteer support and a great deal of fundraising, 43 Church Drive was gently and carefully restored to its present condition. I mentioned the society buildings history because it is very possible to take a building with great amount of deferred maintenance and needed interior and exterior repairs and make it exceptional, indeed museum quality, and to do so with no commercial interest, only volunteer support and fundraising, with repairs organized and orchestrated by a dentist. The history of 25 Church Drive is significant. From the Landmarks Hall of Cheshire, published in 1976. This building is listed as the Moss Bradley House. Moss Bradley built this Victorian house with its distinctive Gothic lines in the last quarter of the 19th century. It replaced the Cape Codder, which probably dated from the mid 18th century, but burned to the ground in 1875. Eliakim Hitchcock, father of Rufus Hitchcock, had purchased the house from Simon Grannis in 1781. Hitchcock was a noted silversmith who reported trained Levi Doolittle, the New Haven engraver. At his death, the house and a small outbuilding to the east passed to his son, Eliakim Jr. and Rufus. Undoubtedly, Hitchcock had little use of the building on the property for his silversmithing, and his son Elijah converted it to a shoemaker shop. Antoinette Johnson purchased the property in 1903. After our death, the Academy leased it for 40 years. Today, it is owned by Cliff Badaris. The society would like to stress the 25 Church Drive building is located in a special part of town. The church green has many splendid architectural examples of rich history, and has been the focus of several working tours, including an app developed by our town historian that received an award of merit from the Connecticut League of History Organizations. Buildings in this areas have been well maintained through the years. We hope that the new owner of 25 Church Drive will restore and maintain this fine Victorian house right down to the great revival of barge boards. When we give tours of our house museum, we point to this property. It is part of the family history of our former residents of our building. Indeed, our 1910 over the mantle painting in our dining room shows this property in detail. The new owner has purchased a building that has its own remarkable history and Cheshire history. This is a large responsibility. It's more important, and importantly, 25 Church Drive is one of the jewels in the crown of Cheshire Church Green. The owner must comply with and follow the legal regulations from the Historic District Commission. As a final note, we expect to see Oculus windows restored. We recommend Christopher Worth, a New Haven historical restoration specialist, for this effort. Sincerely, Diane Colabro, Cheshire Historical Society President. I also want to mention on the meeting here is David Veliver. I see Corey Nash down there. And who am I missing? Gail Nido came in too. A couple other communications. I spoke today with Jenny Chesnow, the town historian, who stressed the importance of the ocular window. And also, full disclosure, Mr. DiTillo and I did meet with the applicant on site on November 25th, just to help them work through the information needed by the commission for this meeting. So that should do it.
That was good. A lot of stuff. Any other verbal communications, Mr. Jerry? We're good?
There is a photo that accompanied Ms. Calabro's email as well, too.
Will you be able to send us out copies of those in the future so that we can put them with our packets?
I just got a packet
I sent them
today.
today. I sent them today.
Okay. I haven't
Yeah,
been in there
packet.
yet.
Jerry, are you gonna share your desktop with certain pictures and so on and so forth and documents while we work on this?
Lord willing, yeah, we
Okay.
hope to.
Give it a shot. Okay. I'm gonna go through the hearing process once again. The hearing procedure: first, the applicant will make a presentation describing the proposed work. I'll explain how that's going to work next. Commissioners and alternates may ask questions anytime during the hearing. Next, we ask members of the public to ask any questions or speak on behalf or in opposition to the proposed work. We remind everyone to say your name, spell your name before speaking. Finally, the applicant will be giving an opportunity to make a closing statement if he so wishes. The way I'm going to run this one, the public hearing part is good. I'm going to basically go down a list item by item due to the extensive amount of projects requested by the applicant to keep us on point and keep this organized so it doesn't get out of control. Following the public hearing, if the commission has enough information to make an informed decision, that I will open a regular meeting and begin deliberations on the application. All deliberations and discussions of the application are open to the public, but the public cannot comment during that particular process. Our decisions will be made on the basis of the historic district regulation. The commission can approve the application, deny the application, or approve the application with stipulations. And if there are no other questions about the procedure at this time, the public hearing can commence. So what I'm going to go is to the list. First one will be the roof. The roofing system, which includes the roof, the chimney, flashing system, and the gutters. Benny, you want to talk about anything on that first?
Yeah, the roof. Yeah, Leo. Roof. We're gonna have the
gutters that we have to do.
yeah. Come
What?
Yeah, my friend gonna explain to you.
Yeah, the roof. So we're gonna have to do the flashing around the chimney. That we're gonna use copper to do the flashing around the chimney. And Benny sent you the measurements for the chimney that we're gonna have to knock them down, like take the bricks down and rebuild it. So we got pictures, and we're gonna try to, because one is completed, but the other one, I think they rebuilt it and they didn't complete it. So we're gonna have to do the same design on both chimneys.
Yeah, we already sent you the information. We already measured it exactly in the size. I think you can find the jury sent it to you guys for the exactly
Where's
the
the
size. Yeah, we already measured it.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have that.
Commissioners, it's in your data pack. The chimney that best represents what
There you
was. It's on the southwest corner of the property, on the building. You know, the other chimney
You're seeing this.
looks like it had been repaired at one time, but not
Could be
quite
seeing this.
repaired.
Yeah, we're gonna
or
yeah we're
turned
gonna
into
we,
correct
we're
order.
gonna lock down the other side. They are different size, but
Let's
we're
go.
gonna build on the
Yeah, yeah,
exactly size like the good size. But I think by the back part is the right size. Because right size is the good one. Then the left size I think is not the good one. We're gonna lock down and build it like a right size.
No.
The total one is the old size. Is exactly size. The left size is they just repair by the before.
Go back to the.
So we're gonna build it at the same size.
Go there.
Go there.
Okay.
Commissioners, do you have any questions for the applicant on the roof project?
Is it,
On the black.
when is that going to be
Click on
done?
the blue just to close that.
Go below. You want to do it? Yeah, why is it doing it?
If you want us to do it, we can do it.
And now you have
Because all depends the weather also.
double click.
It's
on it.
kind of cold,
There you go. We're in.
but we can try to do it next week.
Yeah, we're in.
Next week is gonna be over the 50th, so we can try to do it next week.
No, I wasn't necessarily asking when exactly, but this is going to be part of this first wave of repairs to
Yeah.
the house.
Yeah, that one is the original, but the other chimney that is on the other side, I think they cut it out like 12 inches, and they repaired it, but they just left it like half of it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we're gonna have to do like the right side is the correct one, the original. So we're gonna have to knock them down, both of them, and then rebuild them the same style, both of them.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know if you want us to do it, we can do it next week. But because it's kind of cold, but
The weather's going to be a complicating factor. I totally understand that.
yeah.
Joe, just may I interject here for a minute? With
Yes.
Mr. Wang is a builder. Can you just introduce yourself for the record, sir?
Yes. Your name.
Yeah, my name is Leonard Jordan, and I'm friend of Benny's.
Maybe
And
you
I'm
could spell
trying-
it, or maybe can you spell your name for the recording secretary, just so she can have it?
My name is Hugo Jordan. Hugo Jordan. Yeah, and
Thank you.
you're welcome. I'm trying to help Benny to do. It's kind of difficult, but we got a couple tools and trying to do the designs, because he didn't know that like the Victorian style we're gonna have to. We didn't know that he had to save it to keep the style.
I
But,
already explained.
yeah. So
Yeah, right now
Yeah.
in the future we're gonna following the whatever you guys about the historical. We're gonna following the old traditional house doing styles.
yeah.
Any other commissioners have any questions for the applicant and his contractor?
Is the rest of the roof all done now?
We only doing we mostly is half. We only doing the half. The front roof is good. We don't need to do anything. We don't change anything. The front roof they are really good. Just need a power wash. They are good. They're good in good condition. The back we already changed it.
Yeah.
But like as you can see the pictures, so we already changed it. We just need to put on a new gallery.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions? Okay, we'll move on. Section 2. Painting, exterior.
Just keep it up.
Yeah, painting.
Benny,
we're
can
gonna
you
use
enlighten the commissioners what you plan on painting?
Yeah, painting, we're gonna doing the white paint.
Okay.
Yeah, like the sandpapers and the white paint material, the paper, we already send it. As you can see in the paper.
Okay. Commissioners, do you have any questions? Mr. Benny on the painting process?
Is there a lead paint issue that's gonna have to be dealt with as far as removal and everything?
Have you tested the building for lead paint? Mr. Applicant and contractor, have you tested the building for lead paint?
We didn't test it because the siding that the house, so it is vinyl siding, and it's not painted. It's like a original siding.
But all the trim is, or a lot of the trim is still wood.
Oh yeah, we wanna have to test it because we were just planning before, like at the beginning, he was planning to power wash it, and yeah, but we didn't thought about the trim. Like we have like some woodwork on the top, so we wouldn't have to test it and see. But for now, I think we would just power wash it.
Talking power washing vinyl siding, correct?
Yeah.
So the whole exterior, aside from the trim, is vinyl sided right now?
Yeah, vinyl siding.
So you don't,
There are parts that are wood, Lisa, still. Not everything.
the parts that are wood, the trim, or is there some of the siding?
Yes, a lot of the trim, the front porch area, some of that.
Okay,
A lot of the barge, some of the barge board near the fascia and the eaves are wood.
but the
Some of the
majority of
some
the
of the
house
gi-
is
some of the
vinyl.
gingerbread's still wood.
But the siding is vinyl.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So the painting you're talking about is all the trim in the porch area. So
Yes.
If you see the picture, the porch area, it has like 2 columns, like big columns, and the porch in the second floor also has 2 columns. So we're gonna have to power wash it and paint it because all the paint is like peeling off.
Jerry, or does anybody know how that works? Because obviously there shouldn't be vinyl siding on there, right? So,
No.
but you
Most likely, Lisa, underneath vinyl siding is some of the original barge board siding of the Victorian when it was, how would you say, when it was new.
cupboards.
Usually it's in good, how would you say, it kind of gets encapsulated and stops deteriorating over the years that I've seen. So most likely that is still there. It's just encapsulated by the vinyl siding. And it could be revived at some future date should the applicant decide to take the vinyl siding off the building and restore the woodwork.
But it's not mandatory that he'd have to remove the vinyl siding.
No, not that I'm aware of.
Kind of grandfathered in.
Yes, he bought the house maybe, before that there's nothing, I would say in our purview to, we could recommend, certainly, we'd love to see the vinyl siding removed and the original siding restored and painted, but we can't require that.
So Benny, are you going to then power wash?
Yes,
the trim?
roof,
Or are you going to-
power wash.
You're going to scrape the paint off
Yeah,
the trim.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah, we're gonna scrape off, then paint it with white color.
Okay.
Mr. Benny, one thing you and your contract, I was going to bring this up at the later part, but it's probably okay now.
Yes.
You have to be careful when you're dealing with historic properties and historic trim work. It's very decorative, very delicate. When you're dealing with, power washers have extreme PSI. First of all, they tend to blast not only the paint off and the primer, but they can also knock the wood apart. And they can
Yeah,
also
we're gonna be extra carefully for the take the paints off. We're not gonna, take everything knocked down. We just like when the peel off, we're gonna be extra careful. Then
you also have to be careful to collect the paint chips.
Yeah, try to
because
protect the wood. Yeah, I understand.
I'm pretty certain you're going to find lead content. It's a very old building and it's been painted many times, so you're going to find lead on what you remove. And I'm going to bring this up. It's something the commission's already familiar with. This is the Department of the Interior's painting preservation guidelines. It's 12 pages. It's very important to look at because it tells you basically how to take care of painting your historic property in the correct manner.
I provided Mr. Wang. I provided Mr. Wang with a copy of those guidelines at probably our initial meeting.
Yes, we were starting to do that. That's the one I brought up a couple meetings ago in person because we noticed in the district a lot of people didn't know, and this is an education moment because I found this particular one very well written, very concise, has a lot of information to help applicants in the district do the correct thing when they paint. Anybody else have any other questions right now in the painting, or I'll move on to the next one?
This is Ron Bergamo. I have one last question about the paint.
Sure.
Normally when there's a lead paint scenario that's being removed from a facility, aren't there any other Chesapeake or licensed contractor guidelines that need to be followed? I know with a number of other facilities in towns, those things need to be applied for and dealt with. Has that been done in this particular case?
No, not yet. That's covered by the building department. We remark on it, but we don't enforce that. We provide information. Yes, there are guidelines you have to follow in order for the proper removal of lead infused paint, and the building department will be monitoring and enforcing that. And yes, you do have to have the training and the licensing to do that correctly in the exterior.
And so I guess I may have missed this earlier. I apologize. So all of the other permits have been filed with the building department. They're waiting for this
You cannot pull. You cannot pull a building permit without a COA. We provide the COA as the Historic District Commission, and the Cheshire Building Department will provide the various permits needed for the restoration process, both inside and out.
That's what I thought. So I wasn't sure if what had already occurred or not occurred. Okay.
Nope, there's no permits currently, and none can be issued without our approval for our piece of work right now that we're working on.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Not a problem, sir. Anytime.
Jerry, are you there?
You have to unmute yourself first.
Can you hear me, Jerry?
I'm here. Yes.
All I have on my screen is the chimney picture.
We're going to get to, we don't, Jim, some of these things we didn't include, the paint and a few other things, the driveway that were included in a former packet. We included the new information that's submitted by Mr. Wang. We're going to get to the window next, and the window is new information submitted by Mr. Wang.
But can you make it so that I see everybody again?
You can't see everybody.
You should be able to see it on your screen.
You should be able to see everybody on the side of your screen.
No, I only see 5 people too.
There should be a like an arrow scroll. You can scroll up and down.
Not sure why you're not finding it.
Oh. Yeah.
Whoop.
I can see everybody plus the picture Jerry has up.
I'll try this. Oh, I don't know what I just did. Oh. I can't see I don't see the gallery.
Participants?
Yeah.
No, for some reason, we don't see the gallery. We don't see the gallery view here for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, let's move on then.
Yeah.
We're going to section 3 now. Item number 3. New window ocular front of the building.
Yeah, window when you see that it's a black color, but we just painted in the new one is a white color, as you can see. But we're gonna do another code. I don't know in the FaceTime. I don't know you can see it. I just show you guys. Can you see my the window color? Right now?
Yes, yep,
Yeah, the glass. Leo, put a glass here. Before they don't have the glass, we put on the glass here. It's not the plastic, it's the glass. As you can see here. Can you see it, everybody?
yep.
Yes.
Okay, this is another one for cover it. We didn't paint it yet, but we're gonna paint it in the future. Like you see the wood outside the bed.
Okay, the window that you took out of there, did you take the window out?
The window is already gone. This is a new one. Everything is we handmade. This
I
is
understand
handmade.
that. Did you take the old window out?
Yes, this is very
Yes.
old. It's a broken one. We don't
Okay.
know what.
But is
We don't-
this window going to look like the old one?
Yes, 100%.
100%.
Watch out!
Okay.
Watch out! Don't break the glass.
Let me show how it's gonna.
Yeah,
look.
if you look at the pictures that I sent of the old building, the best possible view of that part of the house, this looks the same
Yeah.
to me.
Okay. All right. That's what I wasn't sure of, whether it was a decorated molding around it or whether it was
Well-
just a plain,
It looked to me.
You can look
these are
close.
these are grainy pictures I saw. It looked
Yeah.
to me like it was tiered like a cake. It had several layers. There's probably the flange molding, then it had an overmold, then the glass recess. It's hard to say because unfortunately the original window was destroyed by the current owner. So
Even we have on the older one. It's already cracked. It's already old cracked. You can't use it. It's very very ugly. You cannot use it. It's
you
already.
still have it?
well, you
No,
still
I don't
it?
have it. I don't
No,
have
okay.
it.
Why-
Even
why
I
you-
have it, you cannot use in that one.
No,
It's not as like the wood is already damaged.
It,
Yes,
it
I
wasn't.
understand.
It turned to black color.
It wasn't so much that point, but it could be photographed and measured and replicated. If you save the old window, it makes it very, how would you say, a lot easier to replicate.
Yeah, I know. I
When
know,
you throw
but
it, when you throw it away, you don't have a template
Well,
anymore.
yeah, I
And
know.
maybe
I know
somebody
that.
else. Is it possible someone else in town has a better picture of it? Of the building? The shape is the same as the pictures that I had. But as far as a close-up, I don't know if anyone else in
No,
town.
you can
has-
see the old pictures to compare with new one when we made. It's like almost like a 99% the size and then the design.
And
Oh.
yeah, I'd still like to see the window in person. You were supposed to have this done a while ago so we could take trips down to the town hall and view the window.
Yeah,
that you made.
that's best we can do. We try to make it like an older one. That's best we can do.
Yeah, because 1 second. Because before what it was in the house, it was like a vent. It wasn't a window, a real window. It was like a vent. Like the trim, it was like a looks like a window, but they just had the trim. Then they had like a screen. And after the screen, they had like a piece of plexiglass that you were able to take out. And I think they use it like for the winter, they just cover with the plexiglass. And for the summertime, they use just the screen to vent the house.
Mhm.
It's not
Right.
real glass. I think when we make it, it's a real glass.
Well,
Yes,
what
yes.
happened originally, it was real glass because plexiglass didn't exist in
Yeah,
1875.
they
So
already
it had
so many
broken
years.
and someone put a
Yeah, so many years. They already changed it probably.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
the original one. That we
I'm
make
looking-
it almost
does-
like the original one.
Does any other?
Excuse me.
Oh, sir.
I'm looking at picture number 2. And on picture number 2, you can clearly see that the molding has at least 3. It has the base molding, and then it has 2 circles that you can make out that were molded to make the window look better.
Yeah, that was my take too, Jim. That's what I got out of the grainy pictures. It
So-
looked more like a layered
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
system. And that's probably very accurate. That's why I was wishing he had kept the old one,
Right.
so
All
we
right,
could have
well,
measured.
So we're gonna have to, he's gonna have to make a change there. He's got to
Okay.
make a round molding and then a smaller molding around it.
Yeah, it looked to me
Kind of
like there were three.
duplicate that look.
Yeah, it looked to me like there were three layers of buildup
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like
on the
it has
casing.
another layer, so we can try to put another layer. Yeah, I look in the picture, and it looks like it has 2 layers.
So you can add on more layers.
Yeah, we can add another layer around here. So, yeah, it's gonna look better, I think. So, yeah.
And once that second floor porch was put on, you couldn't see the window from a frontal view. So, you know, it's pretty hard to tell exactly how it looked.
Yeah, because.
But that front porch, that second floor porch was put on many, many years ago.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it's not original. The front porch is not original to 1875. No, that was an add-on. Still quite old, but not that old.
And when that was put on, it partially obscured that window.
From certain angles, yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, from below.
Okay, so you'll try to make that better. And after you make it, can you leave it at the town hall so we can see it?
Yes, of course. We already made it. Did you want me and my friend to make another layers?
Yes.
Okay, he's gonna make another layer. Just add on.
Does anyone else have any more questions on the window? We can still discuss this later. This is just the public hearing part.
I have a question.
Sure, Corey, go ahead.
This is Corey Nash. So I'm following along. So I have a couple questions. One, who's the licensed contractor that is doing the work? Two, from everything I'm hearing, there's a possible lead issue, and this gentleman removed this window that potentially has lead contaminant without any kind of permit, or possible without a licensed contractor to remedy the job correctly. If I'm following correct, that's where we're at, right?
Yes.
That is correct.
The homeowner is doing the work.
Yes, I'm doing the work.
This is Ron Bergamo. I would think, though, the homeowner might be doing the work, but I've been involved in this before. When there's lead situations like this, a licensed contractor needs to remediate that, no?
Well, that depends, I suppose, on what they're doing.
You have to.
Well, they're renovating the house, and it's a historic property, and they need to get a building permit. Lead remediation in any home, for any reason, needs remediation.
You do need to get those permits. They were never gotten. That's why this is kind of in arrears. We're trying to now go back and undo to the beginning of what should have happened before any work was actually done. Was you're supposed to come to the Historic District Commission, get the proper approvals for various historic restorations, and then from there you go to the building department and other necessary areas for your other permits, and then it's monitored from there. But yes, they're with lead issues, you have to be careful on how they get thrown away. There's rules on how to dispose of it, rules on how to take it down. If you're not scraping it, it's what they call, it's attached to the actual,
unless you have something.
whatever structure it is, and it's not flaking, you can, in some cases, be thrown away because it's not freestanding. Where it becomes a problem is when you sand it, scrape it, and the debris goes everywhere. Whether you breathe it in, it goes into the soil. So you have to know the processes and procedures to do it correctly. Right now, most of the paint, I would think, on that house is hidden behind the vinyl siding. There are some areas, like probably the exterior window trim in that old ocular window, and also some of the trim around that he's going to paint, and the front porch area probably has some lead in it. It'll have to be dealt with accordingly. But there's not a lot. Most of the windows were taken out by the prior owner without permits a long time ago, and they were disposed of, unfortunately. The original historic windows. Most of the windows in the house now are vinyl.
Let me shed a little light here. Building permits were not taken out, and usually if somebody takes a building permit out in the property in historic district, which involves the historic district's approval, commission's approval, the building official sends them over to me, and we start the whole process for a COA. The building, some work was started inside and outside. Building office, the Historic District Commission will not give an approval, does not involve itself with work on the inside of a property. It's only the external part. But they may need building permits for certain parts of the external work. But they won't, the building official won't give a permit until he hears from the Historic District Commission for any work outside that requires Historic District Commission approval and a building permit. Okay.
Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate that.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
No idea what the fuck he's signing up for.
Does anybody else have any questions on the window issue? We're good. We'll move on to number 4. Fencing system. Mr. Benny, you're up.
Yeah.
There's 8.
Yeah, the fence that we already sent you the information. The one I think this time you can see the more clear, right? From the fence. We using it. Let me find the pictures. As you can see in the pictures, all information in the pictures. Let me find it. 1 second.
They updating the fencing.
It's on the screen now.
Yeah, yep. Like you see this one.
Yeah.
This one we just need a power wash from the fence. This and maybe we just painted the white color the fence. We have more pieces in the front. We just need only one piece. Then we have more pieces, as you can see. The other one, the fence, we buy from the Home Depot. As you can see, another pictures, the wood one. Then they have all informations, how many feet and what kind of fence. They say exactly gonna be like that. We're gonna buy the from Home Depot.
It's going to be a while.
Yes, you guys supposed to have the page so you can see it.
Probably random 6.
Commissioners, what we received from Mr. Wong on the vinyl fence is this. And basically the picture really did not come out clearly. Obviously you can see no picture, but I believe it's pretty close to what you saw the first time around that was submitted for the vinyl fence. I believe you saw this the first time around, and also the stockade fence too. This just didn't reproduce. We did the best we could, but we couldn't get it to reproduce.
Stockade fence.
Talk to you, but look like I'm talking to somebody like myself, so. Okay, so.
Any questions for any commissioners? Any questions on the fence for the applicant?
What? Where's the fence going to go? We've heard
the last time we meeting, we already
Yes.
circle in the backyard.
All right, but we've had a question from the historical society because there's a fence that divides your land from their land.
Yeah.
And is that fence yours?
Yes.
Are you going to repair it?
Yeah. The fence I'm gonna put on the they don't have any. I don't know. The old fence is belong to who, but I'm gonna put on the new fences around my area.
Around the parking area.
There is a piece of property.
Yeah, the parking area. Only the parking area. Now, the front one, I don't put anything. The front one leave like that. I don't touch anything.
Right.
There is a piece of property between Mr. Wang's property and the Historical Society, I believe, that Mr. Wang doesn't own. It's still in the name of Cliff Badaris. And I think that's where the fence lies. in question is.
So he doesn't own the fence.
I don't know.
No.
It's belong to me or belong to somebody else. But
No,
I don't care
that's
because
not your
I'm gonna put a new one. I'm gonna put
Okay.
my new one. The
Not his
old one,
property.
they still have the old fence is still there, but it's really old. It's almost damaged. And I'm gonna put a new one. Everything the new one by my size, not the nail size.
So I have another question. This is Corey Nash again. Has there not been a property survey done by the property owner to know his property lines?
No, we don't doing. I don't doing the survey, but I know how big it is. My as you can see the pictures, we already measure it. I don't doing the survey.
Okay.
Well, Jerry,
Jerry,
seems
do you
to be
know when the
aware-
last survey of the property was?
We have pretty good information on that property, and we actually pulled the property. There is an easement that's on file in the land records, and the property shows the location of Mr. Wang's property, relative to Mr. Weinstein's property, and I think the property to the back too. So there is information on it. Yeah, we have it.
So who owns the land between?
Mr. Wang owns. I'm trying to think how large this piece is, but Clifford Harris owns the back piece. Clifford Harris owns the piece, and I think that's where the fence in question is, on Clifford Harris's property, not Mr. Wang's property.
Okay, does that mean that he has like a finger of land that runs all the way
Yeah,
down?
it's just land. It's sitting there, and why the whole thing wasn't sold at one time, I don't know. Mr. Wang owns about half an acre, 0.45 of an acre. Clifford Harris owns less than that, but just kind of hanging out there. But I think that's where the fence is.
Okay, so that we want to at least let Diane know that the fence is not Mr. Wang's.
Yeah.
Right?
I'll let her know.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
not a problem.
So Wayne can't put up a new fence. It's not his.
Any more questions for
See fences around.
Mr. Benny on the fence issues, commissioners?
I don't have any, no.
We're good. Anybody else? Okay, we'll move on to item number 5. Driveway / parking lot. Mr. Benny?
Yes.
You're up again. Explain once again to the commissioners your plans for the backyard driveway parking lot area.
Yeah, like you see the pictures last time I see it, and let me find the pictures. Like last time we just have a parking lot here. Like we already have a drawing about the parking lot. Let me find it. I need to find the page. Just give me a minute.
Commissioners, you have that information that was sent to you in your last packet.
Yeah, last time I already explained exactly the size. I need to find the pictures.
Mr. Wang does have an easement. It's on file in the land records that will get to his property from Mr. Weinstein's property. He's going to build a driveway off that property into his property and build a parking area. The parking area that he showed you last month is.
Yeah, I find it. I find it. The one you see the parking lot. Did you see these pictures? Everybody have it. They saw it exactly the size. You see the pictures.
Yes.
We saw those at the last meeting too, I remember.
These were handed out.
Last time we already talked about it.
In November.
Yeah. Last time we talked about it. Yeah, about the parking. Here in the middle, like you see my fingers. Yeah, I have exactly the size. The company I already sent in. They do it for me for the parking.
How many parking spots?
You see that there's a 45. Here's 45. Here's 41, and here's my the fence over here. The here's belong to somebody else. This area here belong to somebody else. The fence are going to over here. This parking lot over here. This is all the grass. This on front, I don't touch it. As you can see the picture.
How many parking spots do you plan for that area?
About 6.
6?
About 6 or 8. I think it's 8. Maybe 8 cars can park here. 6 or 8.
Just for the record, the Public Works Department looked at that parking area and, they've got to, have turning radiuses and everything. And, there's a lot that goes into it. And they confirmed it's probably going to be anywhere from 6 to 8 spaces around there, maybe 9.
Yeah, like here, around here.
Is this going to be a multifamily home? Is that the plan?
No, of course not. It's going to be single family.
Apparently,
It
you're a car
used to be a
collector.
rooming house. It was a rooming house for the academy at one point. Now it's going to be a single family house like it was originally.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mr. Wang, you did represent at a previous meeting that you may have rentals there, though, correct?
In the future, not right now. I'm going to live there.
So the plan is to make it a multifamily.
No,
You just said in
Single.
the future.
in the future,
One
maybe we're
family.
going to
That
rent
that's a
it.
plan. So you're planning to make it a multi.
No. In the future, only single family, not no multi-family, single family, 100%.
Okay, now what, are you talking about paving this area? Or
Huh?
gravel? What's the surface going to be? Gravel?
The what's the call it? The parking. What's the call it? The plowing.
Bluestone, Whitestone.
No, the plowing. The one. What's the?
Basically, they're asking, what is the material
No,
of the parking lot?
parking
Are you talking asphalt? Are you talking brick?
asphalt, right? Asphalt.
Asphalt?
Yeah, the
Okay,
company
so it's
gonna
basically
make.
going to be black asphalt.
Yeah,
Okay. We weren't sure if you were going to put brick or pavers or cobblestone. I mean, there's a lot of.
yeah.
it
I
would-
forgot the word. Yeah, I forgot the. I forgot
It
the
would
word.
certainly be better if it was a porous material, so you wouldn't have any runoff.
Yeah, one thing about asphalt, you do get ponding. You can get a lot of runoff and ponding water. Yes, that is correct.
Yes, the company. You can see I already sent it out. The company have all informations. The papers we just give it to you guys.
Okay, you plan on doing that. All right. Does anybody else have any questions for the applicant about the proposed parking area? Okay, we'll move on to the next front porch, number 6.
Yeah, this. Yeah, yep. Last one. Yeah, I have a pictures here. The only thing like this one, you see the size I already put in. The front is a 132 inch. The side is a 75 inch. And we already cut down. You see the small one we already cut down. It's my fault. That's the original one. But we're gonna make one. Here, bring me that one.
Oh, you know what? It's that this one.
Yeah, this one. This one we're gonna make it. We're gonna put it in here. You see this one? We're gonna put it in here. We already cut it the small pieces. This is not good. It's my fault.
Where do you propose putting that?
This one gonna be put it over here because that one is already I already damaged it. It's supposed to be like this one. I'm gonna put this one. Put it in here. The full size, both sides.
Okay,
See
so
it, right?
So you're thinking of replacing the existing ones?
Well, some of them are
yeah,
rotted.
existing one is already damaged. As you see it, it's the head is damaged. You see that one? I damaged it. I cut it off. You see it? It's already damaged. So I plan to do the new one. Put it in here. Take the older one part, a small part off, and put a new one over here. The size is exactly the same. We already measure it, as you can see over here. The new one.
So can I, if I would say the front porch is going to be restored? Is that what I'm hearing?
The front porch we just repaired. Just only put it because we only damage over here, and then the wood over here. Then nothing else we take off. You see the new wood it's already damaged. We are just replaced it. Then we're gonna put the aluminum around it in the front. As you can see, I already sent it to Jerry today. The aluminum.
So what are you doing with all the plywood repairs?
The plywood only this size, only one. This one is damaged one. We just replace the damaged one. That's it. We don't change anything. Just when we damage it, we're gonna replace a new one in there for the damaged one. You see,
What
this one,
about all the plywood though? You haven't answered that.
The plywood we already put it in there.
You already put it there. Yeah, you didn't have authorization to put it there.
Yeah, I know that. It's my fault. I know that. That's why we try to.
If we can put aluminum.
And if we can put aluminum around it, it's gonna be like a nice color, you know.
So you're basically proposing you're gonna wrap the historic porch with white aluminum to cover up the plywood.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the best we can do to try to organize the house, make a more like the original one.
Didn't you look at when Jerry and I came out in the field to help you out with this? Did you not look at some of the drawings and graphics that we provided for proper how would you say, Victorian restoration of the period?
Yeah, because I think we only take out the one piece of wood. You guys wanted me drawing another picture. I could draw another pictures like you showed it to me, because the size is going to be same. And
you know that. Yeah, the plywood's an issue. I mean, you remember the house was built in 1875. The APA
I know,
wasn't even started till 1933. That type of plywood did not exist.
I know that one is very old. It's like a damage also. That's why we put a new wood. If it's not old, we're not gonna put a new wood, which is a mistake. I know that we're supposed to keep that one and then find a new material exactly like that. But we already like same thing like windows. We already damaged it. Yeah, which is too late. So we.
Well, it's not too late to fix
it. It's not too late to redo it.
Yeah, I know that. That's why I'm trying to do. We are aluminum. The wood already put it in, and we try to put the aluminum, right? Yeah, aluminum in the front. Like when you see the pictures, I already sent it to Jerry. Gonna be look like that. As you see that we already damaged in the corner one, and then we're gonna make the wood, everything by wood. You see like this one, we're gonna put it in there. We're gonna put it in there. Everything by wood. We're gonna put it in there. So just like almost like the older one. So we replace it.
It looks like you wrapped the 2x with some. What is the outer material?
The corbels are not the issue. The question is, how are you going to repair the mess that you've made on the porch?
And we're gonna the corner one. We just take it out and put a new one in here. Only the corner one.
Those are just
that's just the corbel. You got the decking structure, your rim joists.
Yeah, the other one we didn't touch it. Only a piece of wood in the middle. I do replace it. You see the middle one. I do replace that because this is damaged. I cannot stand it.
On your picture here, all around that rim underneath, it's all brand new. It's all brand new plywood.
Yeah, we're gonna aluminum it.
No, you can't do that.
All you're doing is hiding the plywood.
Okay. You got the point, right? What's supposed to be do, Leo? Gonna put you cannot put aluminum.
No.
Pine board.
We're gonna put a pine board.
Commissioners, I just want to remind everyone, excuse me, Helen, but I just want to remind everyone that this meeting is blocked off till 6, so you have a half an hour here.
So we got to move on. Well,
all right.
I just wanted to add.
What was that, Helen?
Does any of this fall under the category of repair or maintenance? Because I remember us acting on a number of other properties where we said, okay, that's maintenance or that's repair.
Only if it's like-kind materials and it's small.
if you were doing it so that it came out exactly like it was made, then that would be just maintenance.
You could, if it's small scope, if it's small enough in scope,
Yeah.
exact
Okay.
replacements. None of
But this has all been messed up.
This has all been changed to modern.
Changed,
Yeah,
right. And you can't just apologize for it. You have to fix it.
yeah.
Right, that
Can I
makes
ask a
sense.
question?
I
You
agree
can't,
with
you
that.
can't put plywood there. It doesn't fit historically. If you
Yeah,
look at
But
the
it-
bottom, what I told everybody to go out, the whole bottom of the decking is all wrapped in plywood, gapping where the corbels are. It's just not done right for what we're looking for. In case,
Oh, can I ask a
we
question?
still have time. Yes, George.
Is there an option perhaps that he could just take the whole porch off, dismantle it? Since the original didn't have a porch? I
Well,
mean, is that an option?
The original did have a porch.
The original did have a
It's just
porch.
not the
Okay.
upper
It
porch.
just wasn't on the second floor. There would have been a roof
Right.
there where the deck is now, where
Yeah.
he's working.
And
Art-
removing that roof would be perfectly a great thing to do because it would restore the house to its
What I was thinking.
original look.
Yes, that would be a separate application, and certainly we would look at that, but you have to rebuild it in the style of 1875 Gothic Victorian with proper historic materials.
Right.
You could do that, George, yes. That's up
And
to
the
the
pic-
applicant.
The picture from Ron Gagliardi with the horse in it,
Yep,
notice that there is no upper porch.
right, exactly. And that's the picture where you can see the round window
Yes,
up in the
the
eave.
applicant can certainly do that. I think, what is it vintage, 1970, 72, Mr. Jerry? The second story?
Yeah, around that point.
Around 1970, the second level was added.
The second level on the porch.
Yes,
Yes,
well before the Historic District Commission existed.
right.
But I think what you have to deal with tonight is what Mr. Wang wants.
Well, what
to
he
do.
has before us.
Yeah.
He could come back with an application, should the applicant so desire, put
Right.
it back to the original. Right now, we're dealing with the application, which is the restoration of the two-story version we have. So, anybody else have any questions? We still got a bit to cover.
All right.
All right. So we're gonna move on to the next back porch. Mr. Benny, you're up. Show the commission what you want.
Yeah,
to do.
the back porch, like the last time we already say it, as you can see the pictures, we're gonna, let me see the picture in the back porch. Leo, find me the back porch first.
No. Get out of it. Let's go to
Yeah, the back porch in the material, we already sent it in by the wood, you see that as you see it. This was the pictures. Porch, okay, 1 second. Give me a second. Any back porch picture?
There it is.
You find it?
Yeah, it's on the
Yes.
screen now.
On the screen.
Yeah, and Leo, you explain how to make it. Leo. Yeah,
You wanna reinforce it?
yeah, you explain that.
Yeah, he wants to reinforce it because if you see the picture, the roof, it looks like it doesn't have enough joints or beams. The joints are they use 2x6, but they didn't put enough. So we want to put 1, 2, 3, at least 4 to reinforce it.
So are you
And-
gonna,
Yeah.
are you gonna take off the whole porch and rebuild it?
No,
No.
No. What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
Take off
just
the porch and put new joists in?
no, just reinforce it because it doesn't have enough joints.
Yeah, he's just talking about he wants to add additional 2x6s in between the ones that exist.
Yeah.
Instead of effectively doing it the right way, which is what you're suggesting, removing it and rebuilding it.
Okay.
And the
And for
floor.
the record, that was Corey again.
Yeah.
So,
And
what are you doing with the roof?
the roof. I think he already did it. The roof, because it looks new plywood. Yeah, the roof is already done.
Okay, so the roof's done. You're going to reinforce the underneath with more 2x6s.
Yeah, and the floor also needs to replace a couple pieces of, it's 2x6 they use on the floor.
Just so the commission knows, for the record, the shed style back porch on the house is not historic. It was added at a later date. It's all modern materials. What we're dealing with is aesthetic issues on how to basically make it blend into what was historic. This is on the back of the house. And it's basically all modern framing lumber, modern decking, and modern support. And it's just attached to the historic structure. And I'm not sure, Jerry, did this have permits at one time? No, probably was illegally built also by a prior owner. So it's a bit of a mess.
No, I just have no answer for that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so anything after the porch?
One more item is the basement repairs. So we'll move on to number 8.
Okay. So we don't have anything, we don't care about that, do we?
Not necessarily. It's supposed to still be aesthetically pleasing and blend into the neighborhood. It can't be ugly. Even it's not historic,
right?
It's part of a historic structure.
Well, I understand that, but we don't have anything to say about the interior.
The interior,
No.
On item number 8,
No.
basement repairs are outside our pure view.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's what I
And
thought.
it's just nice to know some owners will share with us what they're doing in the inside, and they'll ask
Yep.
our opinion and questions. Even if it's not something we technically cover, we can offer advice as needed and help.
Sure, okay, I understand.
But that basically, that's the easy one. It's basement repairs. It'll be an interior only. If you have any questions, you just like to know about it, or if the applicant needs the help of the commission to try to make something, say, historic, that's where we come in. But as far as as far as what we regulate, it is not on our radar.
Okay. So that's that then, on that issue.
Yes.
Yeah,
So now we have
Commissioners, I'm sorry, Joe. If you're heading towards the conclusion of the public hearing, I'm not saying you are, but if you are, I just want to remind everyone, but once you close the public hearing, the discussion part of the meeting is only among commissioners. That's it. No public, and certainly not Mr. Wang.
Yes.
That's a deliberate. Okay.
Yes. So basically, what's up next? If we have the applicant can basically make a closing statement. If the commissioners are fine or the public's fine with all the questions, then I'll close out the public hearing, and then we go to our regular meeting. And then
We should have a motion to. We should have a motion. To close.
Yeah, we need a motion to close. But
Right, so
Benny, do you have any closing statements you'd like to tell the commissioners?
Yes, we basically we just like like we get the windows, so we're gonna make another layers from the outside, like you can see like the old pictures. We're gonna make one more layers in the windows over here, like
okay,
in the front, and then the front porch, like you say, with the best one that we I don't know the wood, how let me see the front porch. I think only we stuck on the front porch. The rest is, I think we already talked about it. We can do everything. Only the front porch, you guys are concerned about like you right here, the here. I don't know how you guys want me to do the front over here. Like, as you see the pictures, I saw you guys the pictures right here. The outside, we cannot put an aluminum. you want to put like a leaf like wood. Would you like me? I put another wood. Gonna cover it. Another wood cover it like an older one. The shape like we do in the windows. So we can put another wood cover it, and then we check out copy the old pictures how you look like. Then we put it on, and then we paint it. I don't put aluminum, right? You guys say no aluminum, so we not put aluminum on the front porch. So we maybe put on the wood.
I think the public hearing is closed now.
Wait, we need a motion.
No, we need a motion.
To close, yeah.
So moved.
Second.
Seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Unanimously, public
Thank you,
hearing
Benny.
is now closed, and we're gonna go on to the regular historic district commission business. Oh.
So I don't know. So what's the next step?
Next step is we go to our regular meeting, go through the regular stuff, and then we'll have discussions about what we just talked about in between the fellow commissioners. And from there, we ask each other questions, options, and then we go into the mode of approving, denying, or approving with stipulations each of the 8 points we just talked about in the public hearing. And then we have other business too to go with. So if you hang out and watch, we have a bit more to go, but right now we close the public hearing part. We'll go to our regular meeting part. Now commissioners approving. I need approval of November 16th, 2020.
Let me write down. What day you for the meeting next time?
We haven't signed that yet.
Okay.
Right now
okay,
we're going to our Benny, we're going to our regular meeting now.
Okay.
So you have to just wait.
Okay.
So
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, they carry and approve as is. Next up, as you know, it's the end of the year. We have election. We have end of year business for the Historic District Commission. We need the election of officers for 2021.
Okay.
Right now, there's myself, Jim, and Lisa. Does anybody want any changes to anything? Any whatever? We're open. Jim, are you up for being?
Yeah, I'll
vice
be
chair
fine.
again?
Yep. Yep.
Lisa, are you good for
Yeah, I'm
being
fine.
clerk again? I'll still stay at the chair position if everybody wants me back for another year.
Yep.
We okay with that?
Yep.
Yeah,
Sounds
that's
good.
fine.
George, how you doing?
I'm fine. I'd like to make a motion to make that happen.
Okay, make your motion.
I move that the candidates as suggested or has pointed out by the chairman be elected for another term.
Need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. We have our officers for 2021. Any other communications, Mr. Jerry? What? I can't hear you.
What?
We're
You're
good,
off
we're good.
volume.
Yeah, we're good.
We're good. We're good. None. Okay. Now we'll go back to commissioners discussing 25 Church Drive. Go through the pieces one at a time. It's probably the only way to really get through this. This is quite an extensive application. First one up, roofing system, which includes the roofing, which you already did without permits or COA. And the gutter system, he's going with K-style aluminum as presented in the last meeting. All the historic guttering is gone and by the prior owner. And then you have the chimneys, the metal flashing. Right now, since the roof is done, it'll be up to the building department to do a further inspection to see if there's any problems there. I don't have a problem. I would love to see historic gutters back there, but I don't have a problem with the K-style aluminum gutters. The one thing I do want to make sure is that the chimneys are correctly restored, measured, put back the way they should be, and the flashing system done correctly. Does any other commissioner have any thoughts on that?
Well, that's exactly what I think has to happen.
Okay. So you're okay with leaving the roof as is, and the gutters, you're happy with the style. I know there are other things, but unfortunately, a lot of them have been damaged or destroyed or thrown away over the years, so we don't have anything to replicate them. Yeah. I would like, now, question is, do we have enough information? We basically have to decide tonight on all 8 things to approve, deny, or approve with stipulations. Our timetable's up. Doesn't mean the applicant can't reapply. And with some of the things, as Jerry said earlier, work has already been done. What we do at that point is there's a process to give them an extension of time to come back with a plan that's acceptable with the commission for stuff we don't like right now. So the first thing is, you're okay with the roof, you're okay with the gutters, then we need to probably decide on the chimney. The best one that I saw out there that's most original is on the southwest corner. Let's see, yeah, southwest corner, the one they measured. They could replicate that. I would be very happy and I'm happy with the copper flashing. It doesn't necessarily have to be done in the winter. It's very difficult because you're working with water and curing cement. It's a process you could do, but it takes a lot of prep and work to isolate the chimneys from the cold weather so that you have proper curing and drying. Probably more towards spring, I would think you'll see that done. I don't know if they'll have enough time to get it correctly fixed before then. Does anybody have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it should be better weather before it's done, and that a mason should do the job.
Yeah. Now, Benny talked about high heat mortar, your technical mortars for this.
You know,
how you go through it is basically there's several different styles. And what you have to do is, I have some reports I've done. Basically, the U.S. National Park Service recommends either type N mortar for the majority of repair applications. The NPS also can go with type S. So N and S both works, and they're both used in historic buildings. What a lot of supply houses will do, if they can basically take some of the mortar from the existing chimney while they're deconstructing it, some of the original stuff, they can actually replicate that color, because there's also many different colors of shadings. I also have on, as part of our historic guidelines, we also have places they can go online or local to help out with this. There's also available to people like the applicant who are struggling with some of the historic components of this, that they can actually get consultants. There's a lot on the Connecticut Trust website where they can help walk the applicant through these processes to get it correct. So we have a lot of things we could do. Do we want to approve this? Do we want a more detailed plan, basically? Or do we approve it with stipulations? What's your thoughts?
I'd like to approve it with stipulations so that the mason or whoever's going to do the work comes back to us and shows us what the materials are that they have planned to use. Are they going to reuse the original bricks?
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's very desirable.
So then the mortar is going to be an important factor in this. So the stipulation should be they come back to us and talk to us about the mortar when they get ready to do it.
Mr. Wang, I want to remind you that these discussions are just with the commissioners now. This is not for you. This is with the commission. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, my bad.
I would say, I would agree with Jim. I would say we should approve this with stipulations that they keep to the, well, okay, right. They hit an approval, basically, on the better of the two chimneys on the southwest corner, we basically have him rebuild both to the historic standard of the shape and size, so they're equal and correctly done. One was kind of half rebuilt.
Yeah.
Two, they reuse all the historic brick they have on property plus what's there. Three, they use either recommended by the National Park Service type N or type S mortar mix as needed based on what they find, and they use the old tooling. If there's any of the joints left, I never saw it close up. They used to use different tooling guides. Some are concave, V-shaped. You want to keep that historic up there also. And the copper flashing, I am happy with. They used other metals too. So if anybody, that's what I'd like in the stipulations. Anybody would like to add anything to that?
So I'm happy with those.
Rest of the commissioners, you okay?
Yep.
All right, those are the stipulations. I need a motion to approve with all those stipulations, and I'll need a second.
I'll
I'll
move,
motion to
move that we,
Sorry.
now go ahead.
No, go ahead, it's tough with Zoom.
Okay, so I'll motion to approve.
I'll second.
I'll second. Oh,
All in favor?
aye.
All right, so
Aye.
basically, number one is approved with stipulations.